welcome back to yet another video. Today I have to get this off my chest. I have to. Today let's have a little discussion about The Walking Dead, because let's face it, it's what everyone's talking about right now. Man, what the hell? I mean, what the hell? What the hell? What the actual hell, people? Why? But today we are not going to be talking about the episode, the season finale, the last day on Earth. We're not going to be reviewing that today. That's another video for another time. Today, let's get to the meaty, juicy stuff of the episode, which was Negan and who got Lucille. Because I kind of thought that they might, but the director, screenwriter, decided to show the Lucille treatment from the victim's POV. So we don't know who died, but we do know that someone has died. That's pretty much all we know. I just really want to talk about this. So if you haven't seen the episode, I've just pretty much spoiled the end of it for you. But the thing about this episode was there wasn't really that much to spoil. The trailer did show you a lot of it, and we don't know who got Lucille. I'm going to move the Hoover, because I'm such a domestic goddess, I've just got to have the Hoover next to me all the time. So there's not really a lot that I can spoil, but if you haven't read the comics, then there might be some spoilers from the comics that might end up being the case in the actual show. So just, you know, minor spoiler warning, but I don't know anything, so I just have a few ideas. This video is pretty much my ideas of who might have got Lucille. So, without any delay, let's get started. Okay, so straight off the bat, if you'll pardon the pun, it's not going to be the women. In my mind, Negan wouldn't kill the women or the children, so I don't think it's going to be any of the women or Carl. The reason I think this is because when you're introducing a character, and I mean, Negan's introduction is one of the most shocking moments in The Walking Dead. It gives way to a new lease of brutality. And it's kind of a massive oh shit moment for the group, that we can't actually take everyone on. Like, the Saviours are a pretty massive group. So, you want a death that is very impactful. You want an impact in that death. But to kill a woman, a pregnant woman, or a child would just be too despicable. It's like if you went up and killed Judith. You would never really be able to forgive the character. So I don't think they would make Negan do something like that. So instantly, that is Carl, Maggie, Michonne, Rosita, Sasha off the table. They are safe. So this then leaves us with six potential candidates. First off, we have Rick. We have Daryl. We have Glenn. We have Aaron. We have Eugene, and we have Abraham. Straight away, they are not going to kill Rick. I know there's this idea that The Walking Dead can kill anyone, but they're not going to kill Rick off. We have seen all of this through Rick's eyes. It's Rick's story, so they're not going to kill him off. And it doesn't make sense for Negan to kill the leader of this group off. If you kind of get where my logic's going, you can't really hope to win over the entire group if you kill their leader, the person that could convince them to fight for you and scavenge and get supplies. So it's not Rick. And also the fact that before her said POV character, aka the cameraman, gets Lucille'd, Negan says, if anyone moves, if anyone does anything, cut out the boy's other eye and feed it to his father. Which would make me think that both Carl and Rick are safe with that line. So they're kind of off to the side. They're going to be alright. So then we move on to Daryl. Daryl would be a very, very risky choice. And I don't know if AMC would go down that route. It is way, 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 way too risky. They've invested so much into the character, considering he's not even a comic book character. But he is a fan favourite. People love him. If Daryl dies, we riot. All that kind of stuff. In addition to that, you've got The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, which was a game pretty much dedicated to Daryl. Norman Reedus has even got his own show trying out motorbikes, thanks to The Walking Dead. They've invested too much in him for them to kill him. In addition to that, you've got the fact that Daryl he looks like shit in that scene. He's already injured, and I think they've already kind of done the fake out where you think, oh my gosh, have they killed Daryl? But I don't think they're gonna have shot him, made him weaker, and then they're gonna Lucille him. It doesn't make sense to me. But if they did do that, that would be a ballsy move. That would be... I think there is an appreciation to be had if they were willing to take that risk. And, I mean, everyone would hate Negan. So, I mean, there can only be one leather-wearing badass in The Walking Dead, so... I don't know. Only one Hell's Angel. So I don't think it would be Daryl, but I would applaud their risk-taking if it was. We then move to Glenn. Now, comic book spoilers, but Glenn is the one to get the Lucille treatment in the comic book, and it would be heartbreaking, because Glenn is... he's the second original. Like, you see Rick and Morgan, they're the two kind of originals that interact with each other. But Glenn was the second person that Rick met. So, it would be devastating, and also the fact that Maggie's pregnant and that the baby would lose its father. And Glenn he's one of the central points of the group. So his death would provide the necessary emotional impact. And also Glenn did keep pissing Negan off. Now Negan plays it off. When Glenn tries to move forward when Negan threatens to kill Maggie, he kind of goes, oh, it's an emotional moment, I get it. But you kind of see in Negan's eyes, he's pegged Glenn from that moment. You just see, you have made a very big mistake there, Glenn. Do not do that, because then Negan just says later, do not do anything like that, I will shut that shit down, no exceptions. So I can't help but feel it's going to be Glenn. And I mean, it would be okay if they decided to go down that route. I think it would have the necessary emotional impact. But I mean, you've got the potential to do something different with this storyline. So why would you keep going down comic book route? I don't know. Especially if it looks like Maggie's about to lose the baby. So, don't know. Really don't know. But he's one of the higher on the list that I would say. Then you have Aaron. Aaron, I would be really pissed off if it was Aaron, because he is not... he is a minor character in the grand scheme of things. He hasn't been in the series that long. He's been in the season for about a season or two. the series, a season or two, his death would not have the impact that you would want. And it's kind of like, oh, alright, Aaron's a nice guy, but why? You had the perfect chance to have a death that is just like, oh my god. Ah! Why would you choose Aaron? Why would you give Aaron a massive death? It would seem like a cop-out to me. Because he's the most minor character out of that lineup that they could kill. I don't think it's going to be him. Then we move on to Eugene and Abraham. I am inclined to think that they are also very likely. Now, they came into the series later on, but they are major characters. So, I'll start off with Eugene. Now, Eugene, he kind of gets his resolution. He feels his purpose in a way, because he gives Rick the directions to create bullets, and he agrees to take the RV away. So he's kind of given away his purpose in that respect, and he also finally gets what he's been yearning for, which is Abraham's respect. And you kind of get a sense in that moment they've kind of become, in a way, equals with that hug, and it was such an emotional moment. And from there I was thinking, he's probably going to die, because if you have a happy moment like that, you're marked for death. But I think he's very likely, but there are people that I would predict above him, and one of these people is Abraham. Now, I love Abraham. I think he is a kick-ass character, but he did a few things as well that might have rubbed Negan up the wrong way. And he's just... the fact that he started talking to Sasha about having a baby, I was thinking, oh, you've signed your death warrant there. Oh, that is a very bad move to make. That is a reckless move to make, Abraham. Just stop. Reevaluate. It was just from that point I was thinking, And the fact that Abraham has already outlived his comic book counterpart. In the comics, he gets Denise's death. So, in the comic book, he gets shot through the eye by Dwight. So, I mean, that could work either way. It could mean that he's survived his comic book counterpart, so he's going to survive longer. He's kind of out of the woods, as it were. But to me, it could also mean that he's going to die. He's not going to escape paying the piper. So I would put him quite high up there. And also the fact that when they're in the lineup and Negan walks past, Abraham almost seems to square up to him. Because he's slightly lie down and then he raises his head as if to kind of go, yeah, and what? So instantly that was kind of like, ooh. And the fact that when Negan is Lucilleing said POV character, he says taken like a champ. And to me that seems like something Abraham would do. He would take it like a champ. So I'm kind of really worried about him, but I think they might go down the comic book route, because this is kind of another thing that's informing my understanding. The leaked audio that was released about a week before the release of the episode. My God, it's raining. Oh, dear God. Oh dear. And it seems like the exact same audio that they use during Negan's monologue, but there isn't the distortion at the end, so you can kind of make out people saying stuff that would indicate it's more likely to be Glenn. Like you hear, it's either Negan saying that or it's Glenn saying Mag, which is what he does in the comic book before Negan goes, look at that, taken like a champ. I think it's Glenn, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I think I speak for everyone when I say that the wait until October is going to be agonising. It's going to be another is Jon Snow alive kind of debacle, but we have nothing to go on because of the editing just disorientating you so much. So let me know what you guys think down below, and as always guys, have a fantastic day.